G'day! It's time for not Tomb of Annihilation, which is what I was about to say, but Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It is episode 2, the second episode of this hopefully long-running show. We'll see how we go. I'm sure you guys won't TPK. There was much talk of it last week, Cedric, but you feel more confident now or less?
Oh, much, much less.
All right, and how you
having seen us in combat, if Brian doesn't kill everything with a chair, we're all fucked.
Ooh, yes, the infamous chair. Lucian on the bottom left, how are you doing?
Pretty good. What's the term for when the party kills themselves? TPK is when we get wiped out, but what happens when we turn on each other?
TPS? Oh no, turn on each other. Okay.
Stop looking at me!
I'm doing good. Can't wait to play. I'm not sick no more, so that's really good.
That's excellent. You've had that for a few weeks.
Had a great show on Saturday, and there's going to be a pretty good show. Nerd Immersion is going to be on our channel this Saturday while I'm off playing a Halfling Knight on Saturday.
Nice. I assumed that is what you were alluding to in the when I was watching the Saturday morning D&D show earlier.
Yeah, I'll take some pictures of me and Logan whooping on some dudes.
Ah, nice. And good segue. Logan.
Maybe said he was going, but then he was starting to back out.
I have a mild concussion, but I'm going to be there anyway.
Okay. And Sasha will be fighting too, so we'll get some shots at him.
Lovely. And Logan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really not worried about a TPK because I'm playing a sneaky, shifty rogue, so I can run faster than that dwarf. I think I'm going to be okay.
So the plan is get to level 2 and just triple dash all your troubles away.
Cutting the action. Cutting the action.
Should have tabaxied then. Tabaxi thief.
No, yeah. And on the bottom right, we have Sasha. How you doing, Sasha? Mic troubles? No, not... They're all good now?
My troubles averted. So, yeah. I am not convinced that I won't get attacked by a halfling with an attitude problem.
Well, you know, it's half self-inflicted.
Honestly, I was like, just fell short of him attacking me last time.
You were being pretty nice, too.
And on the top right, Brian. How you doing?
I'm doing well this evening.
Feeling happy with how Hiska's going so far?
I'm looking forward to throwing a whole lot more furniture tonight.
Oh, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, if we want to jump on in, if you remember, you guys were hanging out at the Yawning Portal. You guys were on this bit. Yep. You guys were hanging out at the Yawning Portal, having fun, having drinks, having chats. Then a fight broke out. You saw some people attacking Yagra Stonefist, the half-orc. A couple of you stepped in. Someone murdered someone. We won't point any fingers or say any names, but things happened. But then that was a little bit overshadowed by the massive troll carrying a legion of sturges on its back. But with some very well done maneuvers and some expedient use of fire, you guys got the job done. Piece of cake, no problems at all. And you proceeded to get a job from Volo, who I voiced like it's a Mario. But Volo would like you to try and find his friend. Anyone remember? What's the name?
Luigi.
Correct. Floon Blackmar.
Princess Peaches.
And you're trying to find his fiery-headed friend, Floon Blagmar, who went missing. You went past a very purplish shop. You went past a pretty grisly pub. Talked to some contacts, and then you found out that him and a friend who looked similar to each other were jumped outside of the Skewered Dragon pub, not pump. And you went down Candle Lane, at which point you found what seems to be a Zentarim hideout. But upon going inside, you find a whole heap of Zentarim dead bodies against the wall, and you were swiftly attacked by some Xanatharian Kenku. You guys were fine. No one was scared that you were gonna TPK. I think collectively you guys had a third of your hit points at the end of that fight, but it's fine. It's fine. You took out all the Kenku, and upon assessing the area, you found that Rainier Neverember was hiding underneath the stairs. At which point he had a few words to say about how him and his buddy Floon were captured, and talking about how supposedly the Zentarium and the Xanathar are both really wanting to get their hands on this object, this MacGuffin, as it were, called the Stone of Galore. And supposedly it has something to do with gold that was mysteriously embezzled by the last Open Lord of Waterdeep, Dagult Neverember, which is Rainier's father. He claims he knows nothing about it, but then after the interrogation by the Zentarium, the Xanathar attacked, and Rainier fled, and he hid under the stairs. Scaredy cat. But they took Floon thinking that Floon was Rainier, and now Floon is stuck with the Xanatharians, and you are being tasked with trying to save him if you can. So,
before the pounding feet arrive, do I have time to just kind of scoop up the Kenku short swords and throw them in a backpack?
Yeah, I accelerated a little bit. You guys would have had time to look around at least a little bit before the impending footsteps of guards would have arrived. But yeah, you guys have like a small amount of things that you can do each, if you would like to.
I would like to gather the short swords and then run upstairs and take a quick peek.
Okay. You'll see Rainier pick up a rapier and a dagger from some dead Zentarium guy.
Ratchek will search to make sure Floon is not in the building.
Okay. So I'll move.
And then come back downstairs.
No, so you both are going upstairs?
Well, I'll try to check everything where I think a Floon might have kept captive. If it's like a room or a broom closet or whatever, I'll check.
I'm going to search around for gadgets or other mechanical things that I might be able to turn into something else in the near future.
No worries. So
how many blades was I able to gather up?
4.
I'm going to stick right next to Rainier.
Yeah, I am too. And wide-eyed looking at my hands covered with blood and just being like, this is fucked up! Like he's just not dealing well with any.
Alright. So we'll start with Sinan. You're looking upstairs.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing like a quick canvas, seeing if there's anything additional upstairs.
So you have a look up.
I'm not necessarily like looking for clues. It's more like, what's up here? Are there more people I need to be worried about?
I get you. You go up on the balcony of the second level, and you can see that it looks down upon, like, everybody on the bottom floor can actually see you. Just imagine, like, it's a big open area with a balcony along the edge. So it's on the north and eastern side.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look around, you see lots of junk, dust-covered junk. You see moth-eaten bolts of cloth and, like, well-soiled sandals. Nothing really of value. You do see what seems to be, if I move you over here, you can see a door in this general vicinity over there.
I will open it.
Okie dokie. You open the door and out runs a rat. And it sprints away and tries to get out of sight.
Bye, rat.
Alright, so there's doesn't seem to be anybody in there, and there's a couple of other rooms if you want to search those. So downstairs, is anybody doing anything in particular? You're looking for gadgets, you're looking to see if there's anybody else hidden?
Yes.
I am going to look at the bodies for anything that indicates that there's Interim.
The dead bodies or the Kenku? All right, so
The dead bodies.
the dead bodies, yes. A couple of them have tattoos either on their wrist, another one has one on the back of their neck, and one of them just straight up wears the Zentarum symbol. You know, the snake with wings. So, yeah, very Zentarum.
I'm gonna leave that necklace right where it is.
Okie dokie. Hisker and Ratchet. Could I get you both to make perception checks, please?
Who?
Ratchek. That's your name, right? Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Perception. I've got that. Nope, I don't got that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you guys are looking around. You don't really see a great deal of use. Ratchek, you don't really see anything where anybody could be hidden as far as you could tell. Let me see if there's anything that could relate to some kind of gadgetry. Yeah, most of the stuff is just broken. At best, I think you find a bell, if you would like a bell.
Sure.
You can add a bell.
Turn it into something.
Mm-hmm. All right,
I'm going to go through the office real quick before I come downstairs.
Yep.
Toss it.
So there's a bunch of rats, nothing special. So you just quickly going through to see what's there.
I'm going to, kind of search. If there's actual, desks, I'm going to search through it real quick, look for... if there's a journal or a logbook or anything like that.
Sure. You don't really find much. It's quite bare shelves covered with dust. There's cobwebs. But as you are searching the offices, you find what looks to be a magical piece of paper. It seems to be almost like wanting to move on its own accord, and it's not vibrating, but all but.
Like it has runes on it, or it's just paper behaving strangely.
Paper behaving strangely. If you want, you can do a Arcana check. $10. All right, this is an uncommon item called a paper bird. If you
Okay.
you can write a message, 50 words or fewer on it, and speak the creature's name, and it will fly to it.
Oh, that's freaking cool.
Single use. You find a single one.
So it's based on the message spell. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. Anybody doing anything downstairs before the impending footsteps get too close?
Just keep an eye on her.
No.
All right.
Just gonna ring my bell every once in a while.
Okay.
I'll come back downstairs and report that it's pretty quiet up there, but I did find this cool bird.
All right. So, you hear, like I said, the sound of footsteps, and it's it came from in here. Oh, look out! There's a dead. We have a man down, and different people yelling various things, and you hear them going towards the doors, and a couple of them are trying to look in the windows, and I meant to give them light. They have lights on them, so you'll probably see the lights shine in through the window as they are trying to assess the area. And you hear, "Anybody inside, surrender yourselves now! I am Heist Staggett of the Watch."
Kind of. Are they actually in this room, or are they around the corner?
They're in that little courtyard you guys were in at the beginning before you opened the door. So at this point... Oh, okay. If Ratchek's coming down. "You halfling! Drop your weapons and step back!"
I'm riding on the judge at the moment.
All right.
So judge steps back.
Yep. And he'll ask you to dismount as well. And since you,
Get off the dog.
Since you seem to be doing as he says, 2 guards will step in, as will he, and you hear a bunch more footsteps outside. As
I'll salute the main guy who comes in.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, he will definitely like that. As the massive sliding door is pushed open, and you see there are plenty of guard here.
Greetings, brothers.
And excuse me.
I'm gonna hide my weapons and put my arm underneath Rainier and help him as if he...
As he's doing that, I'm going to put my other arm underneath him as well, so I'm helping him.
Okay.
So I'm just going to walk forward with a big smile. Welcome. Thank you for coming to assist.
Okay. He'll say, all right, everybody, put their arms down. Stay where you are. Somebody, tell me what is going on.
My
here.
arms? Do you mean our weapons or our arms?
Put your weapons down to the ground.
Arms up, weapons down.
As you wish.
What about his hand? It kind of floats.
He's going to ignore that comment.
Yeah, what do I do with my hands?
Keep your hands to yourself.
And Hisker is saying this stuff out loud.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like I'm just saying it. He is saying it out loud.
Yeah, he's going to probably be ignoring the eccentric gnome unless he's forced to not, as he is probably looking at Sinan and Ratchek the most, as they seem to be the most presentable and formal. He'll look at Ratchek and say, "You, halfling, what is your name?"
Sir Ratchek of House Ratchek. Salute.
Okay, and he'll get taken aback.
I'll say Knight of the House Ratchek.
All right, he'll be taken aback a little bit at this formal greeting, and he'll salute you back, and then he'll say, "What is going on here? There are many dead bodies. We've heard cries of loud noises and cries of death."
You are at the tail end of a rescue mission for Lord Floon Blagmar, and as a secondary objective, we were able to release Lord Neverember, who was also kidnapped, though we had not known it at the time. I kind of point over to wherever he is.
All right, so you mention Neverember, and you see him straighten up, and he says, "Lord Neverember?"
Correct. Very direct to him.
All right, and he'll say, you'll hear him murmur to one of the guards, and you might pick up, like him say, Dagult and Rainier, and he'll say, Senior, or is it Dagult or Rainier?
Oh, I believe it would be the younger one, Rainier.
Okay, and like his stiff stance like loosens a bit, and he'll say, "Well, Rainier, present yourself." And he'll move a little bit in. Are you guys trying to hold him up?
And I'll stand at attention.
Yeah.
We'll help him walk.
Because
Parade rest.
he can walk on his own, but if you are wanting to try and do the whole, "Oh, he needs our help" thing.
I mean, we did rescue him.
Yeah.
And both of us took massive hits in the middle of that fight, so maybe he's helping us.
Perhaps. At which point, I'll just move you lot over to Hyestus Daggett, and he'll say, "Master Rainier, I am. What is going on here?" And Rainier will say, "Well, this group of people. I don't quite yet know their names fully, but they saved us. Well, they saved me. You see," and he'll mention how he was captured by the Zentarum, and then the Xanathar came, and how all of that. Pretend I say it all over again, and you'll see Staggett swear under his breath. This is very infuriating. The Dock Watch had this area under surveillance for the last, I don't know how long. This was a known Zentarum hideout, and we've been trying to catch a big fish known as Erstal Floxen. And this Erstal Floxen is known to be a high-ranking member in the Zentarum, and apparently he's been evading capture. But he goes on to say, well, because of all of this fighting in the streets between the Zenithar and the Zentarum, our numbers have been stretched quite thin, and we're no longer able to keep this place under constant surveillance as we previously had. If only... and he's like almost like cursing himself and cursing all the fighting.
Do not be so hard on yourself. Sounds very wizardly, all of it.
Fair enough. So he says, well, and like looking at the lot of you, and you've got like, you know, blood stains and like probably rips in your clothing and whatnot. He goes, so
There's still like most of an arrow sticking out of Lucian somewhere.
indeed.
Add to it.
And he'll say, so you lot, the five of you, engaged with these Kenku?
They
Indeed.
engaged us, sir. They fired crossbow shots first. We were here to talk to them. They decided to fight.
And I learned never to mess with the fire department.
He says, well, it's best not to meddle in criminal matters. You should leave this dirty business to the City Watch. But it seems like, and like he keeps looking back at Ratchek and Rainier and saying, but it seems like perhaps this vigilante justice worked out in your favor this time. But... and he like bites his lip, turns away, and turns back and says, I will not charge you with anything, though I need all of you to be more careful in the future. Not all of the City Watch officers are as nice as me. And then he'll say, Gavin! And one of the guards comes over, and he's like, give me a copy of the Code Legal. And he hands him over one. And he presents it to you guys and says, remember, murder, even in self-defense, could get you a hefty fine or some jail time. So try to stay your blades and contact the guards. And he'll hand you guys the Code Legal, which you can read at your leisure. I think I had already shared it. I don't know, I can't remember. But it's, it goes... there's a lot of... crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I like that murdering a citizen with justification is a section.
yeah.
This is all more of a loose guideline, though, right? For Tilly, it's not rules to be followed.
Looks like great reading for the toilet.
Radcheck looks at you in total surprise. No, we take these to the letter.
I mean, you just killed two people.
It's under it's crimes against lords, officials, and nobles. I just summarily I gave them their sentence.
I would assure you, good city watchman, I did cry out for help once we were attacked by these ruffian birds.
I can confirm he did scream loudly and frequently.
Oh. We did hear...
I did.
And he looks around and it's like, oh, we did hear from passers-by that there was a damsel in distress. We heard screaming. No, never mind.
I think it was a bard in distress, but the same times.
He'll say...
often confused.
He'll say, look, just try to keep the blood off the streets, okay? And, you feel like the blood off the streets has been talking about the Zentarum and Xanathar fighting. Yeah, it's coming up a lot. And it feels like it's just getting worse and worse for those of you who have been in town for quite some time. And one of the guards seems to be looking at you a lot, Hiska. Is it Hiska or Hiska?
Hisker.
Hisker, excellent. So one of the guards seems to be looking at you, and he moves on over to Captain Staggett and whispers something, and then says, "You, gnome, were you in the yawning portal recently?"
Yes.
And he looks back at Rainier and then says, "Did this man save you today?" And Rainier looks at you and then looks back at him and says with like complete honesty in his face, "Him and his friends are the only reason that I am still alive now." And he'll look at you and then talk to the guard, and the guard shakes his head and walks away, and he goes, "Be more careful, gnome." He looks back at you guys and says, "I don't want to see you stirring any more trouble in my dock, okay? But if you do need any help while you're in the dock ward, I am Captain Staggett, and I control the area. Contact me or my guards, please. Do not try and take the law into your own hands." And he's going to ask you guys to fuck off.
How do
You
spell
are
Staggett?
most magnanimous, my friend, Captain Staggett.
He's the
I
captain
promise.
of the dock
I'll keep
area.
my hands off anything, and my hand will float up in the air.
Yeah, he's the captain of the dock ward. If we go back to if we go back to the Waterdeep map, or actually it's kind of this area here, if you can see my screen. But yeah, is there anything anybody wants to say or do while at this place?
How do you spell his last name? Staggert?
Staggett. So it's Staget.
Okay.
Nope. I'll mount up onto Judge. I will salute Captain Staggett, and I will march out.
Mm-hmm. And you may pick up your weapons and whatnot. And Ratchik, you feel like Staggett likes you. Not so sure about the rest of you, but definitely likes you.
I agree with Staggett.
I'm going to do a small benediction for the dead men who were piled up in a corner and the Kenku before we leave. Just a small blessing for their souls. That the corpses will be used usefully, and that something sensible will be made, possibly compost with their bodies.
Excellent. Well, I'll move you guys back to the map of Waterdeep.
Is Neverember coming out with us?
Yes, Neverember is coming with you. And as soon as you get far enough away from the guards, you guys are just here near the Way of the Dragon outside of Candle Lane. He will say, he'll look at the sky and see that it's gotten dark at this point, and he'll say, "Hey, look, there's Bryan Street just across the road." Anyway, he will say, "Look, we need to find Floon, but we can't," and like he's gesturing to all of you, and he'll say, "We can't go like this. I'm sure there's more fighting ahead of us." And like he grabs onto the rapier that he had previously picked up and says, we need to find a place to lie low, and first thing in the morning we need to try and find where they took Floon. Will you all accompany me?"
Are we going back to the yawning portal?
You can stay at the yawning portal if you wanted.
I look at him and I say, "Of course, that is the mission we had been given.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot let Volo down."
Do you not have a place to stay of your own? Should we crash on your couch?
He says he does, but he doesn't want to leave the dock area. He lives like way up north, in the fancy part of town.
We could stay.
Doesn't
at the
want
Gold
us staying with him. That's what he's trying to say.
So yeah, you can stay at any tavern nearby. If you want it to be the yawning portal, that's acceptable.
I want it to be the Gull's Nest.
The Gull's Nest. Sure, you can stay at the Gull's Nest.
Where is the Gull's Nest?
It's on the corner of Odd
You
Street.
pick a street.
It's over on Odd and Siren.
Could you ping that on the map for me? All right. Yeah. You can.
Yeah, I'd prefer to stay somewhere where the bowels of hell don't dispense monsters at us randomly.
Oh, come on.
That's fair.
It's just entertainment.
Mm-hmm. So, what was the name of it again?
The Gull's Nest.
The Gull's Nest. Let's make that a color that can be read. There we go. Cool.
And I think once we came just out of that warehouse, you guys would have noticed that there was a human page young kid who runs up, and Radcheck kind of shrinks off of the chainmail. It's got the arrow sticking out of it, and he hands it to the boy, and the boy grabs it and puts it in a sack, and then kind of follows behind the dog.
I find it peculiar that he has a slave.
Someone's got to pick
Hey, I
up that
think
dog.
this book has something about child labor in here. Better read it.
Is it a human boy or a halfling boy?
Human.
Human boy. All right. And
Squire.
so he'll come on over, and Rainier will say, who is this young lad?
I'll introduce him as just Wentworth.
Wentworth.
And I just kind of nod like that's like no other information as I'm shrugging off the chainmail and handing it over to Wentworth.
You wouldn't happen to be related to J.G. Wentworth, would you?
You know, that's my money, and I want it back.
877 cash now.
And Windworth will just be following behind Ratchek and trying to not be told what to do, trying to anticipate what needs to be done as a good squire should. And
he has like the lance too. I think he holds the lance as we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we're at the Gull's Nest and we're hanging out, you'll see him start to repair the chainmail with some tools that he carries, and he cleans the chainmail, and he cleans off the gear, and he cleans off the saddle of Judge, and he takes care of Judge.
Lovely.
You're going to make a 12-year-old boy carry a 10-foot-long lance down the middle of a dark street.
The
kid's taller than he is.
It builds character, and that's how he's going to become strong knight. So yeah, he has to start now.
That's his backup character.
A child. Well, apparently a lance only weighs 6 pounds, according to D&D.
Yeah, it's more like I imagine them almost like the light wooded ones. I don't think they carry those big heavy.
That's a halfling lance. It's probably only like 6 feet long.
Say it's a short one.
It could reach 10 feet.
More like a hussar's lance than a heavy cavalry.
Yeah.
It's a short spear.
So you guys are staying at the Gull's Nest, and you'll see that Rainier actually picks up the tab for you guys. Is there anything anybody wants to do as you guys are going to bed?
Eat and drink
Mm-hmm.
and sleep.
You can certainly do all 3 of those things.
I'd like to get this wound bandaged.
Mm-hmm. Quite easy.
I'm going to give Wentworth like about 2 gold, and I would like him to go purchase me a lantern, as I do not have one in my kit currently.
Yeah, go for it. And he does. You see him head north. A little while passes, and he comes back, and you're almost getting ready for rest. And he'll bring you a lantern. And would you have wanted oil with that lantern?
Yeah, I would. You can
Yeah.
roll to see if you would have figured that out.
Nah, you got your oil as well. It's all good. All right, so yeah, unless anybody's doing anything of note, you guys can have a long rest.
Hooray!
So you can heal yourselves up because you guys were dying.
Indeed.
Right. So nothing ill towards happens over the night. Everything is quite hunky dory. You'll find that Rainier is up and ready at the first light and is trying to hustle you guys back to Candle Lane.
I allow myself to be hustled.
It's like, we have to go quick. I don't know where he took them, but perhaps somebody nearby saw. It wasn't that long ago that he was taken, but so were you reading the Code Legal about furniture, Brian?
I did. The book says nothing about furniture. I read it last night, all the way through.
Lovely. All right, so you guys are heading to Candle Lane, unless you want to do something else. That is where Rainier is trying to take you guys towards.
No, that's good for me.
Excellent. So he'll say, it might be best if we split up, perhaps groups of two. You can, and he'll say, two take the north, two take the south, and me and somebody else will take the west. So who wants to go with Rainier?
I'll go with Rainier.
All right. So Tilly and Rainier will go, a bit of door knocking and sleuthing and trying to figure out. Would you like to make the persuasion check, Tilly, or shall I, as Rainier?
Is Rainier better looking than me?
He looks lordly, and he looks like he's been well kept over the years. So, arguably,
I will assist him
you'll
in
assist him.
his persuasion.
All right, he'll have. I haven't fixed it yet. All right, so he gets a 19, which is pretty good. All right, so what are the rest of you for doing while this is happening?
I'll go with sign in to check one of the other ways.
Okay.
I'll go like, God, no. You don't want the halfling and the gnome with our charisma to try to convince people of anything.
Well,
Jost, fuckboy, you're coming with me.
Excellent. I shall go with the man and his dog.
Okie dokie. You don't have to do persuasion. You could try to do something else if you so desire. It is just what Rainier was wanting to do. So if you want to try and do something else that you could try to think of a plausible way that kind of skill check could get you an answer leading towards Floon, by all means.
I could throw a flower pot at one of them.
I will persuade them.
Alright, so you want to try to talk to somebody as well?
Yes.
Sure. Feel free to do a roll at advantage if Hisker is helping you, or I'm not sure if it should be an advantage. Yeah, you roll pretty darn well. What about you, Sinan and Rachek? Are you guys wanting to talk to people too, or do you want to look around the area? You want to try to investigate? A bunch of things you can do.
Yeah, I want to talk to people that are wandering around.
Are we anywhere near the forge where I've been begging? I don't really know where the temple district is.
Oh, yeah, no. If you're referring to the... there's a place that you would be familiar with. I believe it's called the House of Helping Hands, I think. And that is the kind of place where, like, the Gond and whatnot are worshipped for creation, smithing, that kind of stuff. That's way up the northwest area.
Okay. Then I'm just going to follow Sir Ratchik's lead.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and we'll go to Candle Lane on the north part there and then kind of start moving up to Book Street and just talking to people that look like they live there.
Yep.
Not necessarily people that are just passing through.
Sure. Yeah, you guys can make... one of you can make a persuasion check if that's what you want to do as well.
And I'll tell Wint that he can go and do his studies, and then I'll meet him back at Gull's Nest for the evening meal.
And he'll say, "Yes, sir. Okay, sir."
Persuasion check is not going to be good for me, but I can try it.
Mm-hmm.
I will attempt to assist you.
You had advantage, so you may roll again. Double eights. Okay, so
Easily convincing
I imagine,
the second time.
yeah. So I imagine I'm overly formal, maybe a little coming off of too much like the town guard, and maybe that puts people off.
oh yes, especially in the dock ward. Dock ward's probably the hardest of wards to try to keep on the up and up. And yes, with your seemingly lordly, regal kind of stance and manner, yes, it is quite a bit off-putting. But with a combination of Yost and Rainier, with the assistance of Hisker and Tilly, you actually find out a little bit of information. You find that there was a half-orc and some other Kenku who ran out of that building with a man with a sack over his head. And it seemed to run south towards this area down here, like down to the southernmost little alley that would come off Candle Lane a bit, right down there. And you both get both of you two get corroborating evidence, so you feel like, hey, this is probably something that happened. But yeah, unfortunately, Cedric and Lucian don't get any additional information. So, you guys heading down there?
Back
Yes.
to Candle.
Yeah. So, towards the south, you come to a dead end, and there's just boarded up windows and boarded up doors. You don't see any obvious evidence of anything around, but apparently they went this way.
Is it something like a climb up? Is there some surface that I can get up to the rooftops? And
Yes. If you could do an athletics check for me, you could climb up. Yeah, with a 12, it's a bit like, whoa, your foot almost slips, but you're fine. You make it to the top, and you're looking down upon your party of 5 plus dog, and you're looking around. You don't really see anything obvious. Do you want to make a perception check?
I was going to try to sneak forward a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you don't see anything obvious, but yeah, you can sneak on the rooftop if you want.
Yeah, I'll start going towards the. I don't know if there's anything, a bigger building there, like another warehouse, but I'll just go from.
It seems either buildings that are no longer in use that seem to be run down, collapsing, or just straight up people's homes.
Are there any people out?
There is no one out right now in this little tiny alley down here.
I'll go knock
I'd
on a
like-
door that looks like somebody lives there.
Okay. You knock on the door and there is no answer.
Can I use investigation or perception to see if maybe somebody had gone into one of these buildings and tried to make it look as though, you said there's like a bunch of rubbish and stuff around the doors.
Yep, either is fine. You may pick whichever one you wish. All right, with a 14, you're looking around and you're looking at the doors, investigating them. Like, now it doesn't seem like somebody went in them or tried to cover their tracks. If they did it exceedingly well. And you're looking around and you're feeling like you're kind of stumped, and you end up looking down, and you see a rat run by, and it goes down through a grating, and it's right underneath where Simon is standing. A small grating, big enough for it's about 5 feet wide. But yeah, you're looking around, and you with your investigation check, you see scuff marks on one side of the grating. Recent scuff marks. It's not rusted through yet where the scratching is.
Point down to the doggone grating.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I have found where they've gone. Into the sewers, friend.
Well, that is remarkably on brand for criminals, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, an underground criminal network.
Like
That's not true at all. I'll shout from the top of the room.
like you'd think that they would avoid these cliches. You know, it's gonna limit them. It really boxes them in.
So you're wanting to knock on another door, Rachek?
When he hears that, I think he will turn to look at Joss and say, "Is something wrong with your voice?"
Now, what are you insisting on?
Has it been
Sounded a lot
different
like a Githyanki
on purpose, or was it always the same?
He sounds wizardly as all get out.
Has
And
it
he's
always
looking
sounded
at you.
wizardly?
He was not wizardly last week.
No, he was not wizardly last week.
Okay. Yeah, so he just looks at you curiously, and then as he's staring at you, he knocks on the next door.
All right. So this door gets an answer, and a man comes to the door and says, "What do you want?"
Have you seen any Kenku in this area?
He's like, "I haven't seen nothing," and he slams the door.
And I knock on the next door.
Well played, Master Halfling. Well played. The denizens of the dark are surely to tell you their tales. But first, let us examine the underground criminal network.
When Ratchik walks over towards the door, I'm actually going to have my hand fly up in front of him and knock for him and slide back.
Nice. On this door, again, you wait, and there is no reply. And Rainier will say to Yost, "Oh, what is it about the sewer?" And he's looking down at it too. He's looking at your feet, Sinan. You seem to be standing right above it.
Oh, sorry.
You look
Steps out of the way.
beneath the dwarf, you will find the entrance to a secret underground lair.
And when you look down at
You
it,
know, that's accurate regardless of where a dwarf is.
when you look at it, Sinan, your eyes instantly go towards the metal and the metalwork, and it seems of decent craftsmanship. You could do a way better job. But looking at it, there are areas which seem to have been well worn, and the left side seems to have been well worn from either repeated grasping or scraping.
I'm gonna pull it up and see what happens.
Oh, it goes and opens right up.
I'm gonna try and gently place it down,
Mm-hmm.
and then gesture to our indomitable knight and his hound. After you. Oh, Tilly. Down, not up.
I'm coming.
You get
I'm
down.
not happy about it.
I apologize, Mr. Tilliandron, but I feel like you might not want to have worn slippers today.
I'll go down first.
Okay, it's not too deep. It's about like a 10-foot drop with a ladder. You can easily climb down. It does not smell good down there.
I start taking out a rope,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm attaching to the points of a harness on the saddle of Judge.
Mhm.
There's like little leather hooks or leather loops, and I'm tying the rope through that.
Okay, and you wanting assistance helping him get down?
Sure, but I got a 12 strength. I should be able to lower a dog down, I think.
Oh, sure, definitely.
But yeah, like I go at it like I've done it before, but if somebody helps, he's fine with that too.
Yeah.
May I assist you with your amazingly well-trained mount who reflects well upon the cunning and strength of his master.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Well done on the training of this canine companion.
Good God, these niceties are gonna kill me! And I
It's the
go down the
only
ladder to get
reason
away from you all.
She hasn't killed us.
I literally just get as far away from as I can from the rest of them and go down the pit.
I'm just getting a lot of memories of Chad hatred. Anyway, so yeah, you can lower him down quite simply. It's not too hard, especially with help. It's not a heavy dog, and if you like,
Does the dog look indignant while he's being lowered down?
oh,
No, he's done it before. Like
No
we
way.
practice this kind of stuff.
he is ready.
He's like a paratrooping dog.
A simple command, and he assumes the position, is easily lifted, and then once being held, he's in a stable position, trying to not move, does not want to jostle his master. So, yeah, you get lowered down, and you all can quite easily get down into the sewers if you so desire.
And I'll mention how our companions seem to be very verbose today. They must have had a good night's sleep, as their attitude has definitely improved since last we met.
Well, as you go down into the sewers, a putrid stream flows along the sewer tunnel, which leads in two directions. In one direction, you see almost imperceptible tiny symbol drawn on the wall in yellow chalk. It is palm-sized, with 10 equidistant spokes radiating out from it, from its circumference. So it would look a little something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A little bit like that.
Sunshine.
Yeah,
Like a sunshine.
sure.
Does it correlate to a series of tunnels at all, or is it like someone drew a something?
It looks like a symbol, and it's there is a direction leading west and direction leading east, and the east has the symbol on it.
Let us head to the east.
Have we been in town long enough to recognize, like the winged snake as the Zentarum? Does Xanthar's Guild have us?
Yeah, Tilly, if anybody does, you would most likely know, and yes, that is definitely the symbol of the Xanathar Guild, representing its leader, the Xanathar.
Mr. Happy Sunshine?
Yeah, Mr. Happy Beholder Sunshine. So,
I believe that is a symbol for the Xanathar, a multi-tentacled beast known to run ravaging men through the streets, creating havoc. Well done, Tilly. Let us go.
uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I
It's
light
gonna
my
be amazing
lantern.
when Joe Pesci kills him.
I light my hooded lantern, and I get my 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I put it on the end of my lance, and I begin to march down the tunnel with the
Now,
or on Judge down the tunnel with the Xanathar.
okay, so you're attaching it. You're attaching it to Judge. I can't use
Lance.
it. Say that again.
It's
Sorry.
hanging on the lance.
Okay. Now, are you hanging it on the lance in a way that it'll fly off if you attack, or is it hanging on the handle
Oh yeah,
side?
it'll totally fly off if I attack.
Okay, that's the intention.
Oh.
Lovely.
Real quick, sorry, still getting used to this subclass. This morning, I would have put Blessing of the Forge on his lance.
Oh, sweet.
So you have a +1 to attack and damage with that lance.
Yeah, it's a +1 lance for the remainder of the day.
All right, let me figure out how to put that on my character sheet. Sweet. He
added a global
bows and
attack
salutes
global
to you
damage modifier.
respectfully.
That would have been this morning when we were getting up. He would have come into your room and thanked you for leading the charge earlier and offering to basically would have sharpened and oiled your weapon and blessed it for the day.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. All right, so you guys continue down the eastern tunnel, and as you do, you keep coming towards forks in the road, whether it's 2 paths, 3 paths, even 4 paths as you are going through this disgusting smelling sewer. Actually, I put on sewer music. I've got sewer music. There it is. And each time that you come to an intersection, it might take a little bit for you guys to find it, but you do see the similar scrolled symbol in yellow chalk at each direction.
Every time we see that,
Oh no!
I will exclaim, if you look closely, you will once more see the multi-stalked Look there. Look.
Hisker reaches into his pocket, and his hand goes in, and you notice it pulls out a bunch of cotton wads, and it shoves one in each ear so that he doesn't have to listen anymore.
Like, every time Joe's points it out, Simon's gonna, like, look very attentively and, like, pretend to be interested, and then just carry on.
Yeah, Rainier will keep looking back at you guys, going like, "Okay, yeah, sure."
Symbols like these have been used for much of the time to illustrate where rascallions might go to meet for skullduggery.
Did you just invoke rapscallions?
Indeed.
Okay, so you lot are going down the tunnel, and you will see that Rainier also has a lantern on his hip, and you lot are traveling down. Okay, cool. So it's about, at this point, the tunnel is about 10 feet wide. What kind of order are you guys wanting to be in?
Not in the front.
Well, I think our knight is out in the front, correct?
Yeah.
All right, I'll bring up the rear then.
I'm following up behind Ratachek and Chook Chook.
Ratatouille. I'll be in the middle of the party.
Ratatouille, that's all I'm calling you now, I'm sorry.
The roughneck.
Roughnecks.
Alright, so...
Ride check.
Alright, so I think I'll have this done correctly. Cool. So I'll move you guys on over to this map.
To the battle map we go.
I think my hooded lantern does 30 bright and then 30 dim, so...
Yeah, I should have that set on you. If it's not, let me know. Let me have a look at your site. Yeah, looks about right. So you see that there is it turns to the east, towards this. It goes south and turns to the east. So, excuse me. As you guys travel down, you feel like it's been an hour of following signs through the tunnels, and you proceed south. And Rainier will try and keep up with you, Rachek. And you get to a turn, and at this point you see all those who have gone around the corner. You see at the end, this seems to have a ladder in the center of the room that it comes to, and it seems to go both north and south.
As I come around the corner, I will kind of, in a quiet undertone voice to Lord Neverember, say, "Please stand back as I make sure the room is safe. We do not want you to be harmed." And I'll start to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Is everybody else as they would normally be? All right, so you move into this room, Rachek, and I'll have you stop there. You can see the paths going to the north and the south, and the ladder going up. You see a familiar chalk symbol towards the south, and as you look towards it, you see a floating spherical object appear there just as you look at it, and I assume about to exclaim that this is the direction to go. And at that point, I will have everybody select their token and roll initiative.
Oh, damn.
I didn't do so well this last time, so
Yeah, one of the...
Eat my 3, peasant.
You see floating near the symbol is a spherical grapefruit-sized creature with a bulging center eye and 4 stumpy eye stalks. It bares its teeth at you.
a little early for baby beholders.
Big Trouble in Little.
Yeah, I was about to wave people forward, and then as I see it, I'll be like, I'll kind of be like, something is here, something's in the room. I won't know what it is.
Okay. So, with that... oh,
Is
wow.
it on the map at all?
Yes, it is. You can't see it.
Okay.
All right. The small creature is quicker than the lot of you. I'm going to put you at 16, Josh, because I assume Tilly's faster than you.
He is.
All right. So you see this small creature, and Vanguard. Ha! I did it again. Ratchek, would you like to roll a D4 for me as actually 2D4? Roll another one as well. All right. Well, this kind of works out. Could you and could Judge please roll a strength check for me as 2 beams shoot out and hit both you and the dog?
All right, so strength check or strength saving throw?
Saving throw, sorry. My apologies. Saving throw.
So there's Rychek.
Mm-hmm.
Judge, I don't know what your strength is. Oh, not too bad.
Alright, you both resist as you feel your body become light, as if you were about to start floating up, and you hear a slight whine coming from Judge, but his claws come out and he sort of like jostles himself down and like digging into the ground a bit as you both resist the telekinesis ray. And it will move slightly around the corner and out of sight. Tilly, you're up.
I'll kind of yell, to the right.
You heard pew pew come from down the end where your companions are, Tilly.
I will move 25 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and
You can see Ratchek pointing in that kind of direction, I guess. At this point.
okay. I will move to there and hold my action in case I see it.
Okay. Yost, you're up.
All right. So it costs 5 extra movement to go through him,
To go through who?
to go through Tilly's space.
No. No extra movement.
Okay.
That's just when you're riding the goddamn moose.
I am going to saddle up next to Sign-In and play some funky music on my lute.
You play that funky
White
music,
boy.
white boy. Alright. So that's what you're doing?
I am readying an action. If something happens, I'm going to cast Frostbite.
Done. Ratchek, you're up.
All right, Judge will dash, and we're going to take on. All right, I would like to, if I could, actually, when I'm sitting here, I'd like to angle my lance so that the lantern slides off and sets on the...
Okay.
Can I do that as like an interaction?
Yeah, I'll definitely allow that. Just roll me a d20 and don't roll a 1.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, you're fine. It lands nicely on the ground right there. But I'll leave the light on you for now because it's easier that way.
Yeah, and then he'll move to here. He gets sight of it and charges forward to the 10 feet. will make a lance attack. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And he's going to circle around and come back. So he just kind of makes an attack in a circle and sets up again.
All right, done.
Here we go. Long.
Ooh, that's a hit.
There we go. 5 piercing damage from the lance.
And you pretty much sever one of its eye stalks off, and it's crying in pain. Like, anything else, Ratchek?
That is it.
Hisker, you're up. Again, you hear movement and scuffling down from the south and then to the east.
I'm gonna end up there, but I can't see it around the corner, can I?
No, you cannot.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I had my turn.
Okay. Sign in.
Alright, Simon's gonna peek around the corner. I can see it. And I will take a small hammer out from my belt and beam myself in the helmet, and the vibrations will cast Toll the Dead.
Okay, is it a con save? Or
Wisdom save.
Wisdom, right. It got a 9. But I believe that's a fail.
Ah! Take this Disco Inferno. 3 whole damage.
Oh yeah, you see some of the. It's got a moist, slick skin, and you see a massive patch of it just start to dry up and almost begin to decay. Anything else, Simon?
I'm gonna peek back behind the corner.
Done. It is now the Gazer's turn, and it's going to shoot 2 more eye rays at you and your dog, Rakshek. If you could roll 2d4s. Okay. Could you make a wisdom saving throw, and could... Oh, your dog also make a wisdom saving throw. That's interesting. Alright, so...
I only got an 8.
So, Judge almost has a feeling of wanting to turn tail and run, but feeling his master on top of him, he bolsters his defenses and does not get affected by this fear ray. However, you look at this Gazer, and you're like, you know what? I think this Gazer's a bit misunderstood. It's fine. You probably shouldn't attack it. You feel like you're charmed by the Gazer, and your speed is halved, and you have disadvantage on all attack rolls.
Level 1. Level 1.
So, yeah. You, I believe you can't attack somebody who is charmed by you. So, Tilly is up.
I moved there.
Mm-hmm.
And can't see a thing. I hold my action.
Okay.
Ready to throw.
Yost, you're up.
I'm going to wander around the corner while strumming my lute.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see it, I'm going to be like, and then I'm going to do it. I'm going to give him the frost.
Alright, is that a con save?
Yeah.
And as you do, Rakshek's like, no, he's just misunderstood. I got a 17. He resists the attack.
I will, where did I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move over to here, and I'm going to try to play some compelling music for Ratchek.
Okay, you do so, and it is your turn, Ratchek. So, what is your plan for this turn?
I will call out to this Gazer friend of mine and ask him to join me. I mean you no harm. May we speak. and then I'll stay there, and I will dodge if an attack comes near me, like I'm ready for something else to jump out, dodge-wise, but I won't move.
No worries. Hisker is up.
Alright, I'm going to move closer, and I'm going to cast False Life on myself.
Done. Roll that d4. Cool.
So it gives me 4 plus 4, so 8.
Nice. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Excellent. Sinan, you're up.
Sion's going to peek around again, see that it's still in shape, hit himself in the helmet again, and it needs to make another wisdom save.
Bong. This time he is much more wise than he once was, and he does not get affected by your attack.
Damn it! Back around the corner.
Do I get a check at the end of my turn?
No, you feel like now that it's the Gaze's turn, you are no longer charmed.
Oh, do I know I've been charmed? Like I knew it did something to me?
Oh yeah. Now you feel like, what was I thinking? So
Yeah,
this-
now you see him start to get mad. Ratchek's face really... I'm starting to get really angry.
So
Did it just move into that position?
it certainly did, as it was going to try and chase down Sinan and blast him. Would you like to do something?
Very much so.
Stab it to stab.
We'll chuck a dagger at it.
Good luck.
Chuck a dagger for sneak attack!
And as the dagger flies through, you hear this chuck a dagger for sneak attack, and you just miss. You feel like the music put you off. Oh. Alright, so the dagger clangs to the ground nearby, and both you and Sinan, could you please roll a d4 for me? Alright, Sinan got a 4. Could I get a strength save from you, Sinan? And could I get a dex save from you, Tilly?
Ooh, that was convenient.
Trust me, you want to make this dex save. Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh, you don't. This is not good for you. Okay, so, Sinan, you get lifted up into the air. And you are stuck that way. Tilly, you take 3d6 cold damage.
Ouch!
Yeah, for a
shit.
level 1 character, this might put you down.
I feel
12.
like that's an escalation
It
between his
does.
other phase.
Alright, you get knocked out.
It's not a chair, but it still hurts a lot.
Indeed it does.
It could have been a chair. You got lucky.
And
Yeah, it's a lot less damage than a chair does.
and it'll move back into this position down here to get some cover as it sees that it's brought one of you down. Tilly, can you roll a death saving throw for me, please?
Was it actually next to me?
I would say that neither of you were actually in attacking range because of the sharpness of that corner.
Okay.
Yep. Tilly succeeds on his first. Yost, you're up.
Bummed out what happened to Tilly. I am going... Frostbite again.
Okie dokie. It saves again, getting a 13 in total.
Good God, you great testicular terrible person! Ah!
Alright, hot-headed Ratchek, you're up.
Let's charge 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to get right on him this time and try to just skewer the lance right through him.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that, I'm going to let go of the lance and pull my axe.
Good luck.
Let's try to hit.
That is certainly a hit. Ooh, 11 damage.
There you go.
pierce him straight through the eye, and he is now stuck on your lance as he falls. His eye stalks fall down. He droops. There is no more life left in this foul creature.
Yeah, I dismount Judge and I go over and I kick it hard because I'm really angry at this thing.
Indeed.
I'm gonna use my medicine skill to stabilize Tilly.
You may certainly try so. Yes, Tilly, you are stable. Still unconscious,
Thank
but
you.
stable.
I'll walk back and pick up my lantern, and then I'll remount Judge and grab my lance and pull it out of the creek.
Okay.
Alright. Ah, I see. He's been frozen. We must heal him with warmth. And I'm gonna rub my hands in some oil and light them on fire, and basically do the defibrillator pulse on his chest with slightly burning hands.
I like it.
Did you say there's one of those symbols in the room here?
Oh, wake up, boy!
Oh, full hit points. Look at that.
Nice. I do a kip up and just land on my feet. I'm like, what happened?
Ah,
Yes, Hiska, there was
You die.
one, if you're standing here, there was one right here.
I'm gonna walk over. And I'm gonna grab the gazer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go, Jost, look! And I'm gonna walk over and hold it up next to the symbol. It's the same thing! And just launch it across the room a little bit.
Too right, friend. This is a sure sign there are more of these to be found. Are you all right, Tilly?
I'm fine, thanks to the master signing.
Ah, yes, a most useful dwarf. And you, Half-Man, driving your spear through his face. Masterfully done. I applaud you.
Ooh, hang on. We just got to retcon something super quick.
He looks at you sternly when you say half man.
Sinan, you took 5 points of falling damage.
damn it. Can I attempt to land like a superhero?
Oh, you land like a superhero, but your knuckles and knees hurt.
Damn it. That's
So it looks cool, but it hurts.
I was like, yeah, you guys got out of that pretty lucky that there was only one roll of a damage one. Oh, hang on, there's a telekinesis one, which would have gone down when he died. Yeah, you fell. You're lucky that that he couldn't have raised you any higher, because I think he could have moved you 30 feet into the air if he wanted. Yeah.
Hey, let's wave Rainier forward and thank him for all the help in that.
Yeah, he definitely stepped up
I
to the
didn't
game.
even I didn't even roll initiative for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
All right, let's
Lordling.
he would have. My bad.
I yelled out,
No need to pull your
"Go,
blade
pretty,
now.
pretty princess, get up here!"
I'm sorry. I'll be a better companion next time. My bad. I felt
That's
like
alright. Fire department.
I
First
felt like
in
there
from
was
last out.
something that was controlling me, but then wasn't for some reason. And with that, we might.
Lord
just...
Neverember, that was what you should do. Make sure you stay safe. You are the one that's important here.
Yes, you would say that, so.
I am important as all of us are important.
Indeed. And with that, we will cut to a break for 10 minutes if you guys are cool for that, as we will proceed deeper into the sewers when we get back. See you in a bit. Bye.